Afade, and welcome to KUAM News Weekend Edition. I'm Nestor Lecanto. So glad you can join us. August 6, 1997, a day Guam will never forget, when Korean Air Flight 801 crashed, waking up the island to one of the nation's worst air tragedies. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglonia takes a look back at the survivors, rescuers, and officials who picked up the pieces to make sense of it all. Here's more from our coverage in 1998.
Everything seemed totally normal to me. The airplane was just in a state of flying, and we were all ready to, for finals to land. But the landing just came a bit earlier.
Over 200 people died that day on Nimitz Hill. Guam resident Barry Small survived and told his story, badly burned and still reeling from the impact. 1 year later, Small spoke with KUAM, saying he was still trying to make sense of it all, like so many other families flying in to see the aftermath and attempting to gain some sense of closure.
My eldest brother, we lost, and we cannot recuperate his bodies even.
The suffering of family members like him still echo today. A memorial monument representing the lives lost still stands.
It was an unfortunate thing, and it serves also as a reminder to all of us that how fragile life is, and that it's also a reminder of our ability to be able to pull together and help others. And I think that's one of the best lessons that we could ever learn.
First, couple months, it was kind of hard, but just coping.
The coping coming after the confusion of that early morning wake-up call many received of an airplane that did not make it to the runway. Many of Guam's first responders risking their own lives to save others.
Before we even started entering into this heavy vegetated area, we could hear people yelling for help, crying for help.
We pulled several people out and put them up in the safe zone. And as we were doing that, there were several explosions that were occurring.
Those images seared into our island's memory, captured by KUAM journalists covering the aftermath.
A year has passed, and with that, rescuers are hoping that time will heal all emotional wounds. And although the healing process has begun, it's hard to say just how long it will last.
That process continues. Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News.
Thanks, Tomas. Tomas will have more from our previous coverage on Sunday's episode of Pacific Matters and the From the Files podcast right here on KUAM, now streaming across all of our platforms. A man who was struck and killed by a vehicle in July has been identified as Matthew Jonathan Rosario. The Guam Crime Stoppers is asking for the community's help in finding the person responsible. Here's your Crime of the Week.
Howdy, I'm Sergeant Paul Tupau, your Guam Crime Stoppers coordinator, and this is your Crime of the Week. The Guam Crime Stoppers and traffic investigators assigned to GPD's Highway Patrol Division are seeking the assistance from the community relative to an auto pedestrian crash that occurred on Route 3 NCS Road in Dededo by Swamp Road. Preliminary police report suggests that the male pedestrian was walking on the northbound shoulder roadway when an unknown vehicle, which was traveling on the outer northbound lane, struck the pedestrian and fled the scene. As a result of the crash, the male pedestrian had succumbed to his injuries and was later pronounced deceased. Should anyone who may have witnessed this crash or may have any information that can aid our investigators, you're kindly asked to submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All tip information will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
73-year-old Albert Blas Camacho was arrested and charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct and second-degree criminal sexual conduct, both as first-degree felonies. According to a magistrate's complaint, a 13-year-old victim alleged that on August 2nd, Camacho kept asking her to hug him and also asked her inappropriate questions. The following day, Camacho allegedly squeezed the victim's body parts and touched her after hugging her. In other news, in this week's Decision 2022 series, Canvassing with KUAM, our Hannah Devanzo went to the village of Sinahanya to sit down and listen to the voice of an important group of voters, our local veterans. Here's more.
Guam is home to the largest number of military veterans among all U.S. states and territories, with over 10,000 of them residing here. Meet Francisco Dueñas. He's a Vietnam veteran who joined the U.S. Army back in 1967 when he was just 16 years old for reasons he now laughs about.
That's really funny because I was a good guy. I had a little run with running around with the law at the age of 16, and there's only one way for me to avoid going to jail is join the military. So I did under the recruiter's name is Eddie Dueñas, the former senator. So yes, July 21st, Liberation Day in 1967, I was out of here to Florida, California to take up basic training.
Dueñas was deployed to Vietnam in December of 1967 and spent about 14 months there. While it was long ago, the memories are still crippling.
I get emotional, so to speak. All I'm saying is it's a hardcore type of job where it traumatizes you in so many ways.
Through his experiences, he's been able to meet other veterans such as Albert Eliason, who served in the United States Marine Corps. While he's not originally from Guam, it's been his home since he was just 9 years old. He took us back to the moment he decided to enlist.
When time came, and rather than wait to get drafted, I went ahead and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps to avoid the draft. It sounds kind of funny. I could have been drafted for 2 years of service in the Army, and instead I enlisted for 4 years in the Marine Corps. But I got what I wanted. I've never regretted it. And as the language is among Marines, once a Marine, always a Marine. I've never forgotten my training. I've never forgotten who I am and what I am. I am a United States Marine until I die.
And after serving 20 years as a Marine, Frank Salas now dedicates his time to helping his fellow veterans. He's the founder of Project Guiding Light, which is currently helping over 185 veterans with their VA claims. To add on to that, he also founded the group Once a Marine, Always a Marine. In our time together, I learned just how close-knit and united the veteran community is on island, meaning their vote is very powerful. Salas shared what qualities he's looking for in Guam's next elected officials.
First of all, it is hard to get is honesty, okay? Everybody promises everything, right? And they always, the big thing that is my pet peeve is these candidates run to be servants of the people, but as soon as they get in there, then they think that we're their servants, right? They're supposed to be, they're earning my paycheck, my hard-earned dollars. Without that, they will have no jobs. And they got to remember that. That's why we place them in there in hopes that they will do something for us. But it looks like it falls on deaf ears,
And he's not the only one supporting honest candidates.
Integrity, honesty. I really hate empty promises, as Frank has mentioned earlier, that I expect the politicians, whoever gets voted in, to do what they have promised the people of Guam.
I want to make sure he's honest. The best thing is to find out what kind of a history does he have. Is he known for keeping his word? Is he somebody that shares the same values of family, religion, faith in God and country that I do? And if he shares those things, then I have more tendency to vote for him than anyone else.
And while the veteran population on Guam is enormous, they sometimes feel overlooked.
I've not seen anybody that have veterans on the platform, and that's shameful. That's very shameful and injustice for us veterans here in Guam who went out and served to defend our country and our island and our way of life. Nobody's mentioning veterans. And they're saying it, they're just saying it, and they just quickly change the subject. But veterans is a big issue, and they're making a blind eye to it.
Whoever cares for the veteran needs to work hard and bring the services over here. The clinic up there is too small to handle the 10,000, 20,000 veterans here on the island. You got the Vietnam vets, you have the Desert Storm, you have the Iraq, you have the what else? Afghanistan.
It's an issue all too familiar for veterans having problems with the VA clinic. They hope to elect someone who can change that.
Whoever is handling the veterans here in Guam needs to fight for more opportunities for the veterans here. And a very good example is the VA clinic. In some cases, they don't return calls, they don't answer phones, and the veterans gets frustrated, let alone they already have PTSD.
I'm looking at, as a veteran, and I'm looking at health care for a veteran. As we've already all indicated, the CBOC here, the Veterans Outpatient Clinic, community-based outpatient clinic, is basically overloaded. I called to try and get assistance, and I'm either long-term listening to the phone ring. When it answers, I'm given a menu of options. I don't have a live person to talk to, and as a result, we'll call you back.
I'm still fighting for my wife's, what's that, CHAMP?
CHAMP VA.
CHAMP VA, because she's the only one that's helping me. I submitted my documents for aid and attendance, and I still haven't received any input from the VA. Because we're not getting younger, we're getting older, and all this chronic pains that we received during in the military is now catching up on us. And I'm going to be 73 years old. I have chronic pains all over my body.
The three are encouraging their fellow veterans to go out there and vote. Island residents can still register at gec.guam.gov and will need a Guam ID or Guam driver's license to do so. August 17th marks the last day to register to vote, and early voting in the primary election will be open until August 19th at the Westin Resort. Hannah Devonzo for KUAM News.
Over in the NMI, the Secretary of Finance, David Atalig, responds to the Public Auditor's report, which details that the government spent $3.7 million in fiscal year 2020 and an astronomical $6.9 million in FY 2021 for vehicles. Secretary Atalig responded to KUAM saying the vehicles that were purchased are actively being utilized by the departments and agencies within the scope of assignments of their duties and responsibility. It is important to note that law enforcement departments received funding for vehicles for their departments to help further their abilities to serve the community and effectively respond to public safety concerns. He added, there are also agencies that have not had government transportation designated for their offices prior to last year, which hindered their ability to best provide services to our community. This need for transportation was identified by certain agencies, and the agencies acquired vehicles to efficiently complete day-to-day operations and ensure that the duties and responsibilities are not obstructed because of the lack of transportation. It's also time to replace vehicles that are also more costly to repair than to replace. OPA described it as, quote, a lack of accountability and insufficient oversight during a time of economic downturn following typhoons and COVID-19 pandemic. The report says that the 111 vehicles totaling $4.2 million were purchased from October 1st, 2019 to November 12th of 2022. Coming up, the Culture Club and sports with Dave Delgado. Please stay with us.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half a day. I'm Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I'm proud to report that we have opened a new relief center to help you as we continue to recover from the pandemic.
From healthcare to welfare, childcare, housing, and utilities, we have a wide variety of direct relief programs available to help you.
This central location provides direct access to most of our public assistance programs under one roof. Our friendly staff are ready to help you through the application process.
We are working to ensure you get the assistance you need to receive the relief available to you and your family.
This means more support to help you meet the cost of living and give you more money in your pocket.
We are improving how government is working. Our administration continues to invest in Guam's future, delivering relief and driving our recovery.
We are all in this together.
Visit the Government of Guam Relief Center at the 3rd floor of the Bank of Hawaii building in Hagåtña, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call us at 671-475-2060.
Lunches, snacks, we got diapers for baby girl,
Oh, 7:15, we gotta go. Bread, milk, gas for work. Remember to grab Joe Boy a birthday present. Half a day.
Hey, Molly, how much do you pay for daycare for the kids?
Over $600 a month. It's expensive.
Did you hear about the governor's program that covers up to $675 a month for childcare?
Wow, that would be a lifesaver with the rising costs of everything.
Check guamchildcare.com to apply. We qualified. I even booked an appointment for someone to walk me through the process.
guamchildcare.com. Okay, thanks. I'll apply today.
This ad is paid for with federal funds administered by DPHSS.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. Get live TV on your phone or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on phone.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
And welcome back, and here is this week's installment of the Culture Club.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Hafide, Guahusi Catherine Perez. I'm a student at the University of Guam, majoring in agriculture and minoring in biology. I'm currently working as an intern at Farm to Table under the Beginner Farmer and Rancher Development Program for the Research Corporation of UOG. I am also working under Aduda Foundation. Manamkutu Manhoban is the name of the project. Aside from like school and work, I also have my own garden and I also raise bees in my backyard. I was with my grandparents a lot growing up, and you know, when you're with them, you do what they do, and a lot of that was planting, so we would plant at their house. One of my core memories with my grandparents is my mama was in a wheelchair at the time already, and so she couldn't be bending down in the soil like digging, right? So I would be sitting on her lap with the plant on my lap, and then my grandpa would be the one digging the hole, and then he'd be like throwing dirt at us, you know, like fun little memories like that. And I think it was just the love and the sharing. I think that's what really spoke to me again as an adult doing agriculture. I started my little journey 3 years ago. It was just with little like cash crops like beans and eggplants and tomatoes. That was my main thing. And then a year after, I got into like root crops. Those were always a dream crop of mine. And my first harvest of kamuti, oh my goodness. I only had like 4 or 5 potatoes, but I cooked it and I made sure to give at least 1 piece for every person. And then the following year, I got into beekeeping. And then this year is when I did my first harvest of honey. So each year it's just been a learning experience and something big and something new for me. In the beginning, it was mainly because it's what I enjoyed doing, and my dad always said to find something that I love and stick with it and do it, because I don't want to be stuck with like a job I'm not excited to go to and like I don't feel happy doing it, you know? And then when I started gaining traction on Instagram and people asking if I had seedlings or any of the stuff that I was growing, I was interested in like providing for the community. So making that transition from just sustaining myself at home, my family, to on a bigger scale and, you know, and providing for the community. I think agriculture is really important these days because we can bridge that connection. We can reconnect to our ancestors that way, and we can reconnect to the land and sea in that way while sustaining ourselves, you know, weaning off of all these imported goods. And we were self-sustaining peoples before, and we can do it again in a bigger scale with all these new technologies, you know, like hydroponics. We just need more dedication and a lot of support, which is what we're getting now. You know, I don't expect everyone to go outside, stick their hands in dirt, because that's not for everyone, believe me, I know. But you know, just buying the groceries, buying the products that the farmers do, supporting the farms by posting whatever they post, sharing like on their story too, like, hey, this farmer's over here if you guys are looking. You know, it's every little thing matters and every little thing counts, and just the smallest thing of support is enough. My name is Catherine Perez, and I'm so proud to be part of KUAM's Culture Club.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Coming up, your sports roundup, and also still ahead, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs. Keep it here.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together. KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Guam will be represented at the Asia Rugby Women's Sevens tournament held in Jakarta, Indonesia, with hopes of moving up in competition.
I think we have a lot of senior players, and we've brought in a lot of younger girls that have a lot of potential to bring to the team. So we're really excited about what we're about to do in Indonesia.
With the veteran is just to help these young girls get comfortable with playing at this level, but also to expand their knowledge of the rugby game, and also to get a little bit more national experience with other countries, and waking them up that this is the real level. This is where all the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears is all going to be put into work to pay off.
We started with a group of about 24 girls, and right now we are at 12 plus 1. So we had a little bit of drop off, but at this point, the girls that have stuck with it, they've been drastically improving. We've been training, man, ever since in the middle of high school season. So we've been training quite a bit. So we should be pretty fit by the time we get there.
We actually were supposed to go last year to Thailand, so we were already trying to do our preseason, so we've kind of extended that out to where we are now. The majority of the team's actually moms, so it really gives no other member of the team an excuse not to show up and not to put in the work, because we're all here, we have all our responsibilities, school, work, and all of that. So to actually put in the time and to work and to show up is just number one.
Especially at this level, no one is paid. So I mean, for them to show up in the mornings, do their workouts, come in the afternoons and train, especially when they have family at home. I think the idea is that they train to represent their livelihood and, you know, the people of Guam, and I think they've really took that to heart. They've bought into the system, and it's going to show when we play. A couple years ago, we finished second in this tournament, so I mean, we have very high hopes for ourselves.
Congratulations to Anthony Big Tone Solis on winning 3 gold medals from the Barbell Brigade powerlifting competition held in Los Angeles, California. Big Tone finished with lifts of 600-pound squat, 430-pound bench, and 672-pound deadlift. Salas represented Guam in the 140 kg weight class and set the island's 308 drug-tested records. Boys basketball from the KFC Summer League over at the Guam Sports Complex in Harmon. Yellow Jackets Black picked up the win over Fire Chicken in the U18 division.
With Dom Sablon here at the Clutch Studios in Agania to talk about the Basketball is Art project. 3 months later, looking at, final 10th court.
The project itself has been great. Being able to give back to the community in a big way and getting these kids out and competing at a high level has been a real humbling experience. And then not to mention the art aspect that we're bringing to these communities. We're hoping that this project at the end of it all will bring about a sense of pride in all the village communities that we've touched, and hopefully we continue to take care of these courts and enjoy the game of basketball together.
The community was very supportive. On the business side, you had people really wanting to jump on board. So shout out to everybody that's been a part of this project. And also, artist Lee was very instrumental in just making this dream become a reality.
Yeah, huge shout out to Lisa Nicholas, who I consider a great friend through this entire process. When I first met him, it was a simple, business transaction. And as I got to know him over the last 3 months, we've developed a real close relationship. And his work ethic and understanding what this is going to do for the island has really brought out some of his best work, in my opinion. And, Lee's just a great guy to work with. He understands the vision. He understands athletics on the island and how shaping these courts and bringing his artistic approach to these courts is going to really benefit us all.
I strongly feel that art, it brings out just that much of color and beauty into the world, into this life. And especially with basketball, it's definitely, I have to say, it's definitely an outlet for problematic areas. If we're talking infrastructure, it really does tie in and bring kids away from a lot of crime. I think a lot of crime comes with a lot of time on your hands. But if you're preoccupied with doing positive things with your friends, and you get more proactive in the community, you feel really you feel more confident in yourself. And with the basketball and the art works the same way. I just feel I want to showcase the beauty, and I want to showcase the talent that we have on our island, because there's so much potential on this island.
On the government side, Department of Parks and Recs, the governor, lieutenant governor, really supportive in your vision.
Yeah, definitely. This all started with Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's Youth Empowerment Grant, and when this project was first proposed, they jumped on it right away. They thought it was a great opportunity to tackle different aspects of the grant, and most importantly, getting these kids back out and active as we near post-COVID. So a lot of these kids were cooped up the last two and a half years, and to be able to give back in a big way, make this accessible and free for every kid was huge, and we hope it continues to steamroll and provide more opportunities.
Or on the final court, the 10th court down in Umatic, the games, or the tournament was scheduled to wrap up this weekend, but weather forecasts looking like rain, so the tournament is going to be rescheduled.
Yeah, so, unfortunately with the current weather forecast and the way the weather's been recently, we're going to go ahead and postpone to the following weekend. But nonetheless, we're looking for a great turnout from the community. We're inviting everybody, whether you're a basketball player, basketball fan, to come out and support these kids. We do have some of the top high school players competing in this tournament. So, 3 months later, 10 courts later, champion will be decided, and we're looking forward to have everyone compete at a high level and enjoy the game of basketball.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G. KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Half a day. I'm Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I'm proud to report that we have opened a new relief center to help you as we continue to recover from the pandemic.
From healthcare to welfare, childcare, housing, and utilities, we have a wide variety of direct relief programs available to help you.
This central location provides direct access to most of our public assistance programs under one roof. Our friendly staff are ready to help you through the application process.
We are working to ensure you get the assistance you need to receive the relief available to you and your family.
This means more support to help you meet the cost of living and give you more money in your pocket.
We are improving how government is working. Our administration continues to invest in Guam's future, delivering relief and driving our recovery.
Visit the Government of Guam Relief Center at the 3rd floor of the Bank of Hawaii building in Hagåtña, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call us at 671-475-2060.
Welcome back. We're going to wrap up the show with your birthday shout-outs. Here's Jason Salas.
Get ready to blow out some birthday candles, Lucas Creed, because on Saturday, August 6th, it's your happy birthday, and you are getting birthday love from Mommy, Daddy, Brother, Theo Jude, and Aggie. So, Lucas, happy birthday to you, and we hope you have a fantastic, outstanding island weekend, especially on Saturday, because it's your birthday.
All right, happy birthday, Lucas. You can be a part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. That's our report for tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.